All right, all right. We are here live with another author interview today. I am super excited for today's interview. We're going to bring up Mary here in a moment. But as you guys know, we have been doing these interviews. We've been going live as we are leading up to the launch of our book, our collaborative book called God Belongs in Business. And this book has been just a pleasure to be able to curate and to put together and to bring people into this because, we really believe that, God is involved in every area of our lives, including our business. And when we apply his principles for our lives and for our businesses, we're really going to be able to go to the next level in everything that he has for us. So I'm excited to do this interview here today. And I'm also excited to bring up this person because she is going to be joining us at our summit, our Rise and Shine Summit in Carmel, New York on June 21st and 22nd. She will be taking the stage live. So if you are a friend of Mary's, you support Mary, you know her, and even if those of you who are watching, you don't know her, but you are impacted by her, you're going to get a chance to hear her even more coming up in June. And so we have both virtual and in-person tickets for that. But it's always better to be able to see somebody in person, right? To be able to network and to hang out, to chat. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Mary. Mary, welcome.
Hello.
So glad that you're with us today. I'm excited to chat with you today. So I know I have been with you. I think we're almost coming up on a year, and
Yep.
I've seen a lot of your process. I've seen you have a book coming out, a solo book. You're part of this book. You're doing speaking. You're podcasting. You're doing all the things. So it is just such a pleasure to be able to have you on today. And I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I want to give you an opportunity. So if you could just tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. So I am Mary Westcott. If you don't know, I am a mother to two beautiful daughters and a supportive husband. I have been in the entrepreneur industry since I was like 19. So I have been doing MLM companies. I made great friends, and now I'm building my very own actual business. So my coaching business, my mentorship business. I also have a podcast, like Daniela have mentioned. That was my first stepping stone on being able to speak and feel good about it. And then, of course, like she has mentioned also, I have my own book coming out here soon. I can't wait. And then I am actually just connecting with a lot of my moms and seeing how they are, being that support system and that amazing advocate for them, because being a mom is not easy. It is not a one size fit all type lifestyle. We all have our trials and tribulations, but we also have that amazing support system. So I want to be there for them. And that's what I am here to do.
Awesome, awesome. So yes, I know. And like I said, you do a lot of things, right? You are a entrepreneur. You're doing all the things. I'm like, Mary has multiple businesses now, actually. So more than one. So if Mary with her busy schedule, she can do it. You can definitely do it. And so I just want to encourage people. I think your story is going to be very encouraging for a lot who are listening. So talk to us a little bit about why you do what you do.
Yeah. So it all started with becoming a first time mom. I've always wanted to be owning a business somehow. I just didn't know at the time when I was like 19, 18. But I knew that there was more for me instead of just being in the corporate world. Now don't don't get me wrong, it's great to have a 9 to 5. It was an actual stepping stone to help me pursue and to invest in building my own business, so nothing is wrong with that. But I will say, I want something of my own. I want to create something that is mine, and I can actually help others and build that great genuine community. So the reason why I do what I do, I just have so just big dreams out here of being a support system for my moms. And I just want to show my daughters that you can absolutely do absolutely anything if you put your mind to it and lead with God, because He will provide for you. He will bless you more than you will ever know. Like, there were times where I thought I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I didn't know I was going to become an author this year. Like, literally, like 5 years ago, I was just a person with an idea, and I was nervous. I was scared. But as I start pushing myself forward and asking God to give me the strength and the dedication and the perseverance to not give up, I was able to meet amazing people. I was able to um, create awesome things. I was also like a virtual assistant for a while, so I know the backside of the marketing part. And so, marketing my own business, knowing how to post, know how to create content, as well as speaking out and getting to network with others. It's a great thing. So I just want to just create a legacy for my family and to let them know that you can do absolutely anything you want to do.
I love that. And legacy is so important. And the fact that, I mean, I'm going to say like you're so young. I mean, we're not that far apart in age, but you're young, right. And, you're doing this thing. And I think that that's incredible. And it is very inspiring for people who are listening, or maybe those who think, well, like maybe I'm too young to do this, or I need to just go into the traditional way of doing things. And I know that in your solo book, you talk a lot more about this as well, and about kind of that process, and wanting to set that up for your family, and even finding yourself in that space. Like, what did this mean for you? And so I know that a lot of what you do really comes from that place of genuineness, of this is like my heart, this is really what I want for my family and for my life. So that's awesome, Mary. So thinking about that, who do you feel most called to serve in your businesses?
Oh my goodness, my moms, whether it's first time moms or moms that are have multiple kids. So I am 27 with two kids. Being a first time mom is a huge leap. So it you have to adjust your entire life around this beautiful bundle of joy that it has came into the world. And then you have, once you add on to your addition to your family, you got to adjust more, not only for yourself and your schedule again, but also for the first child that you actually, gave birth to, and then so on and so forth. So there's a lot of ups and downs that goes with that. There's a lot of postpartum traumas and just so much different things going on because you're trying to adjust, but you're trying to be a great mom. You're trying to stay calm as much as possible, but your hormones don't want to. It's just a whole up and down roller coaster. And that's why I created my business, to let them know that you are not alone. I've been there. I've had postpartum depression for like quite some time, like 3 years. A lot of people question, like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. When you lead with God, He will provide, He will heal you throughout your life. Now, you won't be cured now, but He has helped me cope, helped me find ways and step into ways to actually get around and overcome those certain circumstances when I feel depressed, when I feel stressed out. But this is all for my moms, because I know it's hard. Sometimes you lose your friends, you lose certain family once you take that next chapter in your life. I've been there on that aspect. I've lost quite a bit of friends when I got married and had kids because they were not on the same spectrum as me, but I always wanted to stay friends with them. And just, we lose that support, we lose those relationships. So I want to create that moment for you to be able to understand that you are a person. You have to relove yourself again for who you are now. You are new, you are a new mom, you have a new body. You don't have to find a way to go back to what you used to be, because we're all changing. We're not going to be the same person 5 years, 2 weeks, or even like 2 hours from now. But I am here to really advocate and push on the fact that I am here to support my moms.
That is so good, Mary. And I know that one of the ways that you serve them is in your podcast. Can you talk to us a little bit about your podcast? What was that like, getting that started, and what's some of the content that you deal with there?
Absolutely. So my podcast, I've been doing podcasting for going on 3.5 years now. It's called the Fearless Mom Tribe Podcast. It was only an idea, but it was the starting idea for me to help myself become more supportive of myself and showed that I have a voice. And I just talked about like all the struggles that I dealt with, what has helped me, like journaling, prayer, affirmations, finding that community in others, whether it's social media or in person. And then I used to, not used to, but I bring on guests that talks about many different other things that they go through. So I've brought on ADHD therapists for children. I've brought in moms that dealt with passing of their children due to many other life things going on. I've brought in moms that talk about health. So, like great eating, how to work out, how to re re, like change your mindset. Sorry, I couldn't find the words for it, but yeah, so I bring on different guests that talks about different things that we all go through, but not all are similar. But it's not just me talking, but I also bring on people to relate with others that are going through many different other things.
Yeah, and that's so needed because I think also being a mom and also being in this entrepreneurship and all the things, people are like, wow, you wear so many different hats, and it's like, yeah, and you need to be around other people who are pulling in the same way as you are, and so I think that that's a really great thing that you do and that people can listen to and to grow and to be a part of, and so and then now with this book, you're now a published author, so that's exciting. So, and it's really interesting because you have another book that's going to be coming out. I think we're talking about May
Yeah.
probably. So there's a couple books that are happening. You have a podcast. You're doing all the things. Talk to us a little bit about. I want to hear a little bit about your solo book, and then we'll dig into more about God Belongs in Business.
Absolutely. So a little bit about my book. So it is about how to slay and overcome postpartum depression. So I actually take the word slay and break it down into 4 parts. S for support, L for lifestyle, A for abundance, Y as in you. And so with support, I go through different things such as journaling, prayer, affirmations. How can you support yourself? And then I talk about a little bit how to communicate with your significant other, how to find more support within the community that you're in or social media if you are one of those. And then lifestyle. I talk about creating routines because as a busy mom, we feel better and do better when things are in order or at somewhat in order. Doesn't have to be everything. So I will talk about setting boundaries between yourself, between your family, between everything else around you. I talk about gratitude lists, how to become more thankful for what you have instead of wanting more every time. We have to sit back and look at what we have and be grateful for it. We are waking up. We woke up today. We're able to watch this live. I'm able to be on this live and talk to you. God has really, truly blessed us on that aspect, and then we just focus on a lot more on mindset, how to feel better, how to bring our confidence and self-esteem in. And I give you different tools and strategies. So yeah, I'm very excited.
That's so good, Mary. And I know that they can so they're gonna get access to your book. Then they're gonna also be able to connect with you on your podcast. And I know that if they connect with you through Facebook, then they can go right to the link and it'll bring them to the podcast. Is that right? So they can just click on your profile and they'll be able to connect with you there. Okay. Awesome, awesome. So, talk to us a little bit about, you have a chapter here in God Belongs in Business. Talk
Mhm.
to us a little bit about your chapter, and what was it that prompted you to want to be a part of this book?
Absolutely. So my chapter is called Faith is Key. I believe faith is the like most important thing to me anyway. In talking about and implementing in my business. Because when you don't have faith, you know, it, it just feels like you can't do anything, right? So that saying, if you put your mind to it, you can do absolutely anything. Well, that's also faith, when you have and believe that God can truly help you and strive for the best, He will provide that for you, especially if you pray to Him and ask for strength and motivation each and every day, even if it's just going a little bit further in something that you haven't done yesterday. Um, I talk a little bit about how faith helped me build my business. I was able to leave my 9 to 5 and start my own daycare, and be my own entrepreneur full time. It was amazing. Um, I was scared. Don't get me wrong. I was very nervous. I was very scared, but for me, I am a challenger. I challenge. I love change. I make sure that I do change. And it's just one of those things, as you got to trust in God. Faith is also trust. And being loyal to yourself and honest with yourself, because God will always show you the right way, even if it's not on your time, because God's time is always on time. Always remember that. Because I used to be very impatient. And I'm like, God, where is all my stuff? I've been working really hard, but he tells me, it's not time yet. You still got this to go. You still got this far to go. Keep going. Don't worry about the outcome. Just keep going. And so I really talk about how that um it was very important for me, and I talk about how it really opened my eyes to see what I'm doing now, and that's why I have like so many hats as an entrepreneur.
It's so awesome. And faith really is the key to everything. If we
Mhm.
don't believe and we don't take action and we don't, we're not going to go anywhere. And so faith is a really, I think, important part of our journey and of who we are and what we do in business, right? If we're going to honor God in our businesses, we need to also walk in faith, because as you go through different levels in your business, especially if you're scaling, right, you're going to go through different things. I always say, I feel like in the religious world, there's a disconnect, right? We want to kind of keep church and God in a box, and everything else is just the world. And we kind of compartmentalize things in that way. But if we
Mhm.
look at business and we look at God's role in our business and we invite him into that, and we say, oh, wait, there's principles in the Bible that talk about how to run my business so it can be successful. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want to know what those things are. And I think faith is one of those number one things that we need to have. If we don't believe it, when we're going to those different levels, we're going to struggle.
Yes.
We're not going to be able to receive, what he has for us. And I know that and from what I've read with your book, is a big part of the change that happened in your life started with having even a little bit of faith. It was like, okay, if this one thing, like I just need this one thing. And sometimes it's just that. It's just that one little thing that we need to go and to keep going, to progress and to get to the next level. So very encouraging book that, and like I said, when her book comes out, her solo book, you have to grab a copy of that. And then you're going to also read her chapter in God Belongs in Business. Well, talk to us a little bit about why you wanted to be in this project, because I know that in your solo book, you talk a lot about bad experiences that you've had working for people. And that was a big push into entrepreneurship. So talk to us a little bit about why God belongs in business.
Oh, absolutely. God belongs in business because he will show you what you are fully capable of. He will show you what your purpose really is and how you can go forth and serve those people. For me, I wanted to be a part of this book because it gives me a way to express myself in the love for God, for many others, and I can share it with many other people, and how He helped me to get from all these bad experiences that I dealt with almost 5 years ago into where I'm at now. It's a lifelong learning lesson and progression, but he showed me that you are fully capable of owning your own business. You are amazing. It doesn't matter what other people say. Like, I've even talked to Daniela like about I don't even know if I should write a book. Like there's so many people that told me I should, and I'm just like, I don't know. And because I've had bad experiences from people telling me that I wasn't capable of writing, I can't write, or that I don't get it, or I'm not good enough, and God was still there with me even when I didn't even think he was. And he showed me, like, Mary, you have a gold mine. You are very talented. You are loving, compassionate. You take who you are and shove it into your business. And so I've had people tell me that I could be a mentor. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I could. And many people will say, well, when you talk to me, I feel like I can just tell my entire life to you and seek great advice and be able to literally strive in the best way that I can because of how you put so much compassion into me that I know that I can do better for myself. And so I took that. That was confirmation from God that I am here to help people. I am here to help others. And the best way I can help myself is to help others. So I started with my podcast. Even when I was dealing with all the bad things at my 9 to 5, that fueled me even more. God was like, just wait, just be patient, keep going, keep going. I got this, I got you. Don't worry about nothing. Just keep going and I will handle the rest. And he did. And I am here now. Um, Having 2 books coming, publishing. I still have my podcast and I'm starting some amazing other things. I can't wait for you guys to know about that later. Um, but there's a lot of other things in the works right now, so I'm super excited. But God is the most powerful, and I am so grateful to actually have this book because it has led me to expand more on my business and showing people that they can absolutely do what they want to do no matter the circumstances.
That's awesome, Mary. Mary, could you speak to us just a little bit? Well, I'm actually going to read a little bit of your chapter, and then if there's a specific question, I want you to kind of to go with here. But something that you wrote was the benefits of building faith into your business are having a stronger bond with God, moving into your full purpose, building more confidence within yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone, and challenging yourself. And I think that so much of that is true because a lot of it starts with what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about our ability, what we believe about what God is able to do in and through and for us. So all of it comes back down to belief, which is very much connected with faith, right? If we don't have faith, we don't believe, right? We can't progress. So but when we do, it builds confidence, it builds that stronger bond. And so I know that, and I just want to highlight this for people because I don't think that the listeners are getting the full picture of what you came out of. Could you just share a little bit more about some of those experiences? I know you shared a bit, but if you could give a little more about the things that you went through in
Yes.
the because it just reflects the need for God being in business because those
Mhm.
people that were running that business did not treat you the right way. So if you can talk to us a little bit about that experience and what that was like for you, because I think that more people need to hear that to really recognize why this book is so needed.
Yes. I am glad to actually do that. That's a great question. So I, in my 9 to 5, I worked in a factory. Um, I was stepping into my dad's footsteps because I've always wanted to be like my dad. He's such a hard worker. I see it. My mom's such a hard worker. They were full time parents, but also full time workers. They made a way for us. So they distilled in us to always work hard. And so I live in a small town in Iowa. Not as diverse as where I came from, which is the capital of Iowa, Des Moines. But I wanted something small and nice and calming and, small, slower paced. So we had a great opportunity to work in a factory that gave us amazing pay for the little bit that we do. But little did I know that I was dealing with a lot of racial discrimination all the way up until I quit. Um, I've talked about this to a lot of people. People are like, why are you still here? I was like, because I got to make a living for my child. I got to make a living for me and my husband. So my husband also, he is white. So I have married outside my race. So that's another thing. We were the only um, interracial married couple. I was the only Black woman in the labor fields on that floor. And I worked my butt off for those 5.5 years. But many of them would try to make me quit. I dealt with people saying rude comments about me. I've dealt with people trying to write statements up behind my back, including the supervisors, trying to get me fired for absolutely nothing, really. They try to tell me how to speak to people, how to come off to people if they ask me a question, or if they ask me to work on their line, I had to drop what I was doing and get on that line. But I God has put the strength in me to step forward and tell them, well, I have this I have to do first, but I will come back when I'm ready and help you. Apparently they don't like taking no for answers. So that's I went through that. I moved that from that actual area after having my daughter. By the way, when I was dealing with that, I was pregnant all the way up until like 9 months. Um, I even told them that I wanted to take 2 weeks early off so I can prepare. They still try to talk to me and tell me, no, it's you got to go and stay here until it's your due date, because you never know, you might go late. And I'm just like, no. My mom begged me. I was crying. It was so bad. I even went to the HR and said, hey, can I even just have a chair right next to the supervisor's desk for my feet? I was in, for people that were, moms, when you're at that 7 to 9 months area, your feet, your ankles, your legs, everything is swollen, hurting, your back, your nerves. I was on my feet 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, because we were doing mandatory overtime. And I still was not allowed to have a chair right next to the supervisor's desk because corporate told me no. So I took it, I ate it. I was like, okay, it is what it is. God opened up a door for me to actually go to a different department where my husband was. I thought that would have opened up doors and relieved. Nope, it was not. They went in on me even more because I was working side by side to my husband. They didn't like how the chemistry was with me and my husband. We were hard workers. One thing that we made a promise to ourselves was, once we hit these doors and clock in, we are no longer Babe and Honey. We are Justin and Mary, and we are employees. We're co-workers. We're nothing, anything else. And we worked hard, and we still get backlashed. I dealt with so much, even in the mandatory overtimes. I've had one person snap at me, cuss me out, everything, tell me how to do my job, all of that twice. And it was a male. So it wasn't a woman, because it's more of the men in that department. But I fought through it because I didn't look at it as a man versus woman. We are all equal. We're here to work. We're here to provide. It is what it is. I was not even looking at that. But apparently they were. So I dealt with so much. I cried. I even thought about quitting 3 different times, but God was like, no, I'm going to need you to pray. There was one time that I was in my machinery. He told me to just stop what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're doing, and you pray. And I prayed for 20 minutes. I don't know why, but he told me just pray. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to pray about. He's like, I don't care. Just pray. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And I want to thank God for that, because that prayer is why I am here right now. And so I went through a lot. I did.
There she is. That's the Mary I was looking for. I was like waiting for her to come. Okay.
Woo! Yes.
Goodness. No, really, you and this is what I mean. Like, when it comes to the things that people go through, and this is not to say that, every situation is like this, but there's power dynamics that are definitely at play when it comes to corporations and businesses. And when
Yes.
people, especially managers or leaders, are not rooted in, I'm not even going to say kingdom principles, but even just having general morals, right? Like some people don't
Leadership.
even have any sense of morality of right or wrong whatsoever.
Yes.
But even knowing that, it just shows the need for this even more, the need for this book, the need for this chapter, the need for, what we're doing here, and wanting to lift up people as leaders. Because, even just in working with you, I can't even imagine anybody who would even think that way, or talk about those things, because you have done nothing but work hard. And hey, what's the deadline? I got it. Okay, what else do you need? And so you can't fake work ethic. Like, that's not
Nope.
something you can fake. So Mary, it's just but God turns everything around for good. And what I love is that he didn't allow you to quit when you wanted to quit. It was, I'm going to teach you something through this. And out of that, now you're able to give those principles to moms, and you're even able to understand them at so much of a deeper level, because there's still lots of moms who are in that space that you were. And
Yes.
so I'm just so excited for your book to come out, for people to read about your chapter. If there's anything else, Mary, that you want to share with those who are listening, go ahead and take the moment.
Absolutely. For everyone, even just not even just moms, just know that God always has your back. No matter if you feel that loneliness, that void, He is still there. All you got to do is just call on His name, and He will be there for you. And all you have to do is just have faith and believe. Um, I don't remember the main scripture, but I do remember being in church, and my mom has always told me, you don't have to have so much faith and to believe that God will work for you, but all you have to do is have faith in a size of a mustard seed. And it's very small, just this small. If you can just believe just that small right there, He will provide for you, and He will never leave you nor forsake you. So I just want to let you know that what you have and what is in your mind, that vision that God has given you, do not share it with others around you. Work with it with God, and go forward, and go forward and go with it, because God has a plan for you. You have a purpose, you have a reason to be here, and go strive for it now.
Awesome. So encouraging. I told you guys you were going to be inspired and encouraged after you heard Mary, and just the things that, God has walked her through. And I know that there's more to your story, but if they're going to want to hear more, they're either going to have to buy the book, which we want you to do anyway, or you're going to have to come see Mary in June, because she's going to be one of our speakers. And you can secure your ticket now for God Belongs in Business. We are giving away a free up until April 1st. So this is the deal until April 1st, the next couple of weeks, that if you secure your ticket within the next couple of weeks for that event, you will get a free ebook of God Belongs in Business. And that's exciting, because you're going to read all of the authors for free, but you'll also get an opportunity to come and to hang out and to connect with us. So you want to secure your ticket now while you can. And like I said, Mary's going to be one of our speakers, coming to us all the way from Iowa. She'll be joining us, and we'll be meeting all together on Mount Carmel in New York. So super exciting. Well, Mary, would you mind just, as we're closing out, would you mind just saying a prayer over the audience, and then we'll wrap up?
Absolutely. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing me to be able to speak to others, and as well as for others that have been listening. Thank you so much for allowing us to wake up this morning, Lord. And thank you for giving us the strength and perseverance and dedication today, Lord. I want to thank you for being here for many others, and for those that could not make it today, give them the strength and perseverance and dedication to watch the replay and hopefully get inspired by your word, Lord, because it was you that was allowing me to talk to many others, Lord. And I want to thank you for what you have done and given to many of us, and bless everyone for the rest of their day. And Lord, I want to thank you for all that you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you again, Mary. And we look forward to hearing you again in June. So take
Absolutely.
care, everyone. Thank you all for watching.